worse. Hey, Immune Cookie. How are you? What's going on? Hi, Stella. Hi, love. Hi, Jason. Thank you. On Wednesdays. What happens on Wednesdays? On Wednesdays, we wear pink. Hi to Jason's. Hello. Hi, Nizo. Hi, Alex. Hi, Alexander. How are you? Alexander the Great. Hi, Taldarem. Thank you. Did I get highlights? Yo, where have you been, girl? I got highlights a long time ago. Like, when was it? It was like a few weeks ago. But I guess they're like, you know, it's not what I had thought I was getting. That like really stands out. I wasn't happy about that piece. I thought I was getting like something else, so I was not feeling it right afterwards. And I could go on a whole monologue about I did with my friend. I went off like for an hour about how stressful getting your hair is. People want to like treat it like it's self-care. Yo, it's like, it's an emotional endeavor. So I was quite exhausted after that. You're just Alex for now. Okay. Hi, Andres. It's like Faith. What? Yeah, Faith straightens her hair. That's funny. Yo, Martin, you just got off stage, like theater? Thank you. You guys are so nice. I should just like go on a live stream before I have to do an audition or something so you can hype me up. There's some things you don't understand. Okay. What's been going on with you? The more specific you are, the more I can help Alex. Hi, Matthew. Oh, spring break. Thanks, Edvaldo. I guess Faith C does naturally straight hair. I guess she does. Her hair's too short, isn't it? Like, it should be longer. They should have made her hair like, that's what I think anyway. Oh cool, Agatha Christie. Okay, like full disclosure, I've never read Agatha Christie. But I know she's good. Like, she knew her stuff, right? A spider web. Who are you playing, Martin? What's your character? Is it cold in Canada? It's still cold. What? Like it's like still winter. Milk, cookies, soda, chips. Great. Like that's what you're eating? Milk and soda? I don't know what you mean. Very good. No, my friend really likes Agatha Christie, likes like murder mysteries. Yeah. I go live on Wednesdays, but it's more of like, the structure of it is supposed to be more of like a Q&A. So you guys can ask me questions or like tell me what you're dealing with, and I can directly respond or help in any way that I can. Hi, South Stars. Oliver Costello. 2 scenes, but he steals the show. He threatens the lead character, gets murdered. Sorry. I can't. Murdered. And then the play is sussing his murderer. Oh, so like you're very much talked about, you're very pivotal, is a sleazy drug dealer. I thought so. Typecasting. Murder. What a great word. Martin, so like, did you go method? How did you prepare for this role? Do you have to lie like dead on stage for a long time? That's no good. Do you just like sneak off so you don't have to be there under the hot lights all for the whole show? You prefer the Wednesday streams? Cool. Yo, Nizo, good luck. Alex, first, previously you said we're perfect the way we are, even if we feel anxiety and other bad things. You have to stop pretending to have them. It feels contradictory. Yeah, I get that. The only way that I can explain it the way that I do is that like, so what I was trying to get across with like the pretending is I was like, use it like a key. So what happens if instead of identifying, right, with this side of, and like thinking like, oh, this side of me like is actually who I am. This is like the core of me. This is my most authentic self. This is the core of me, that I'm like this anxious person. I'm this. I'm my thoughts. I'm my feelings. What if instead you treat it like an act? So what if you say like, I don't need to freak out like this anymore. I'm thinking I need to do this. I'm thinking like this is like who I am and who I need to inhabit under these circumstances. This is who I need to be in order to survive. But I can just drop that. So what happens if you start saying like, I'm gonna stop pretending like I'm this person? That's what I meant by that. If that unlocks something for you, that you can tell that it's like something that you're selecting, you're choosing in the moment. So something comes up, like a circumstance comes up, right? And you're used to responding to that circumstance or to that evidence or to that person or to that feeling or to like whatever. Like, okay, right. As this character, this is how I respond. Okay, like a play. Okay, oh, right. That's my cue. Who am I? Oh, yeah, that means that I'm this person, and therefore I'm going to respond like that because, and like you treat it like it's done, like it's fait accompli, like it's just how the earth turns, you know, that this is who you are. And what if instead you ask yourself, like, what if this is an act? What if this is like who I'm supposed to be in this situation? How I'm supposed to respond, like the survival instinct kicks in and it's like, who helps us survive in this moment? This guy. So, okay, he's in charge. So what happens if you say like, you know what, I don't need to be that guy anymore. I actually don't. And it's a choice. that you're making, that you're consciously making. Okay, but I also want to say that sometimes like trying to friggin' like shove something that essentially is like an aspect of you that has like neural pathways, like is like like a fully fledged little like being, sometimes trying to like shove that down and invalidate that is really, really, really taxing and damaging, because it's telling you that like something about you is wrong, and now you're spending all of your energy trying to repress this part of you that's like crying and screaming. So instead, like, you don't have to get rid of any side of you. Does that make sense? And it's a side of you, like it's a character that you can pick up, but and it's a character that you can like speak to and identify with, but you don't have to reject any part of you, because nothing actually can threaten you. And the best way I can put that is like, it's just like, okay, imagine someone with like really, really good self-concept, and they had a day where they just like flipped out, freaked out. Now, if they already had a really strong identity, or like a really strong idea of themselves or their lives as someone that was like powerful, or like, I don't know what it is exactly, and they flipped out like that, they would have a different reaction to flipping out. First of all, if you have like really high self-esteem, okay, usually people with really high self-esteems, they don't blame themselves. They blame like outside circumstances. They blame other people. So they would be like, first of all, they would be like, okay, well, this isn't normal for me. That was a fluke. I'm not gonna beat myself up about it. That would be weird. It doesn't mean anything about me. It's not actually who I am. I had a moment. I'm allowed to have moments. And it was because of this. They don't identify with it. They don't go like, oh, now I have this problem. Oh, I freaked out. That's like who I am. I need to go and solve this. They're like, no, I had a freak out. So instead of like treating anxiety like, oh, there it is, there's like my whole personality coming up again and I need to kill it, what if you treat it like, if you were the guy who like was allowed to be anxious, and it doesn't threaten your sense of self, and it doesn't like deteriorate your life, and you're like, yep, there's anxiety and it's allowed to come up, but you like stop pretending that it's you, that's actually like who you are at your like core self, then you're allowed to have the freak out. You don't have to repress it. You don't have to fight it. You don't have to do anything with it. When I was saying like stop pretending, it's more like stop identifying, like stop buying it, and stop trying to like convince other people of it too. You know, stop being so convincing. I know it seemed contradictory, but I actually like really think that the greatest things exist in paradox. So it's actually really cool if two opposing ideas seemingly look right. I think like the fact that you pointed that out is really good, and it's actually something for you to kind of mull over of like, how can they both be right? I think like just in life in general, whenever you come across something that like, how is this the case? That's when something can split open. What? Wait, then you're dragged into a cupboard to have my body collapse back on stage when the that's funny. Andres, I'm glad you're able to make it. Hi Max and Misty. Nizo, you might need a coffee. Do it. I can't, it's just tea. living for not to be judged is super hard, so just be yourself and the good ones will accept it. I mean, like, Niso, you're right. It's, I hate how, like, simple it can kind of be. When you're able to do that, it shows that, like, you trust yourself, you like yourself, you're guided by yourself. You're like, I pick me first. Tripping out just means you have a... You can't handle your emotions. What if emotions don't need to be handled? Like, okay. The reason I say this is because, like, just a second. Yeah.
Believe it or not, the garlic might be alright. Anything that burns is just the water that's being on, boil over.
Okay, I'll leave it. What do I want to say? Yo, Beth, I'm sorry. I disagree. You're not a weak person. I don't think you're weak. I disagree. And I don't know, like, you don't have to lash out, but I do think there's value in, like, feeling. You're a human. You're a human. Don't lash out. Learn what else to do in those moments. But what I'm trying to say is that, like, it's about what you identify in those moments. If you're like, this is who I am a person who always does this, and, like, this makes me a bad person. Like, yeah, I knew someone who was like, I have anger issues, and the thing was, the thing that was kind of scary is, like, he was the most stoic person I have ever met in my life. And I was like, how is this possible that this guy is angry? And you meet those people who are just, like, so afraid to feel because they believe that it means something is wrong about them. Like, feeling is okay. Feeling is really, really okay. It's actually, like, an indication that you're doing something right. But it's like the stories that we make about feeling, you know what I mean? And what we think, like, the disaster that we think that can come from them when we think that, like, they're more powerful than us and, like, they can destroy our lives or make something mean something about us that we don't get to determine. Yo, Stella, oh, happy birthday. She's turning 10. Martin, you're so welcome. Thank you. Thank you for returning to the stage. No, but really, I'm sure all your castmates feel the same way. Okay, Alex. You say we can control our reality just by thinking whatever we want is true, but I can't do that. Well, I can somewhat, but not to the extent that you say. How exactly do you do that? Okay. So I'm going to say that, like, you already control your reality. You're already doing it. You're doing it right now. You're doing it. This is like thoughts become things, right? Perceptions become things. Like your awareness, your attention, your belief system becomes things. It's like the whole, it's quantum physics. It's like what you see becomes manifest. How you perceive things and, like, what you make them mean keep coming up. And therefore too, like, what you're afraid of, what you reject, what you resist, that's gonna keep coming up because you keep making it real. You keep making it mean something. You keep making it matter, right? Does that help? So I just want to say, like, you do control your reality. You really, really do. You're really, really good at, everyone is really, really good at this. You've built like a whole beautiful little reality. And what I would suggest is like, so start getting curious about like, how are you control, you use the word control, like how are you creating things? Because you are. So like, how did those things show up? What did you keep thinking? How did you keep interpreting things? What meaning did you keep giving to things that came up? What did you keep giving attention to? What did you keep giving importance to? What did you keep like visualizing or imagining or pushing away? Because all of that is giving power to it, but it comes from you. So usually when people like talk about manifesting, it's tricky because they think it's like some new like superpower that they're gonna do to like make things show up in their lives, like that it's something new. But in my experience, actually, it's like it's much, much deeper than that. It's not like, okay, I just want this, so give it to me. That's kind of where it starts, but then you start going like deeper, 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 like who I am, like deep, deep, my deep, deep sense of self is what is showing up in my life. And also just like obviously controlling the way I speak, the way I think, the way I act, the actions I take, the way I am with people, and the way that people are with me. So like from a very like obvious kind of like practical sense, it's true. And then like I think on a more like metaphysical sense, it's true. So you do control your reality. And I really mean this, like, yes, you can go down the path of just like, I could tell you like, just don't waver and affirm forever. And a lot of people will tell you that, like, just affirm like your life depends on it. Or do Joe Dispenza, like do meditations, and all of that is like, is fine and good. But I actually think it's like way more powerful if you start getting curious about like why, if you're like, you're the experiment, you're the thing, you're the key ingredient, why are you getting the results that you're getting? What is it that is there that keeps spitting out this? And especially if it's like something you don't want, why is it there? Why is it there? What is that? What is that that you keep fixating on, or keep like trying to push away, or trying to prove, or trying to earn, or trying to like make up for? So it's a bit tricky because I don't actually know like the full picture. If you give me more background of like what maybe you're trying to control, we could talk about that. Hey, Fatal's here. Aw, that's nice. Martin, you're the best. Do you go by Marty? Yo, you guys like pink? I guess I'm good in pink. I think I'm a summer. I know you've all been wondering. I know. I think I'm a summer. Yo, Suraj. Hi. I'm not comfortable answering that question. Yeah, thanks for being here. Yes. I hate how, like, whatever, people like the watch. You like the watch. Marty McFly. Do I like snow cone? You want a cutie? Okay. I don't think I'm gonna be your cutie. You just want to know why? Pants are much. I'm gonna put like a warning. This is my warning. Be nice. Be respectful. Because I'm not on here to find dates. Do I like snow cones? No. Yeah. That's all. What dog breed do I pick? Fits my personality the most. I mean, I know what I want it to be. I think I've thought long and hard about this. Like, I think I'm a Cocker Spaniel. I think I don't know what their demeanor is like. I just think she's cute in Lady and the Tramp with their floppy ears, and I think that's what how I answer the question. Here's a topic I'd be fascinated on your opinion on. The other day, myself and the cast discussed the concept of separate art from the artist. What? What do you mean? Separate art from the artist? What do you mean, Marty? What's the weirdest thing I've ever Googled? Sorry, I don't know. You know, like, though, when you're like, should I Google this? The only thing I can think of is, like, recently I was trying to figure out, like, if you for a writing project, I was trying to figure out, like, if you stab someone in the stomach, what that would do internally, like, to the organs inside. So that was probably a pretty weird thing to Google. Oh, that is a good. Have I been on the? No, I haven't. The dark web? No. Sorry. I'm thinking about Alex. Okay, Martin, I want to get to your thing. Bye. Autism. Okay, Alex, You have autism and ADHD where I feel exhausted, my head hurts, so I'm trying to control that. Also, I have depression and social anxiety where I'm terrible at talking to people. Okay. I'm just like taking a second. If I was in your situation, what would I do? Okay, well, first of all, like, I just want to know, depression, like, what are the thoughts that keep going on in your head that cause you to be depressed? Like, what do you keep telling yourself about yourself? Meaning, if you're like, if there's like a low hum, and this is what I mean about like, get interested about what you keep telling yourself, or like what you believe, or like where it's like, do some introspection, you know. It can be like a low grade, like refrigerator hum that's just like, I'm a piece of shit, you know, or like, I don't deserve to be here, or something like or like everyone hates me, or something like that, like some low, like background noise thing that's been going on forever. Okay. And surprise, like, imagine if you had some like person, hi, right here, telling you that every minute of every day. You might get anxious, and it might be hard to concentrate, and you would probably be depressed, and you would probably not want to talk to people. Probably. Okay. So I do kind of want to know, like, what do you think about yourself? Like, yes, you have all of that, but like, if I ask you, if you were to be honest about like, hey, do you like yourself? Like, do you think you're a cool person to get to know? Do you think that like your thoughts and feelings are valid and like worth sharing? Do you think that like you walk into a space and you feel like you deserve to be there, like you have every right to be there, like you can be yourself, you're just like free to express because who you are is good enough, is interesting, is valuable, that people will listen because they should, because you're interesting and valuable and good and all those things. Like, that's what I'm curious about when if like you were to go tunnel in like below all that, because the truth is that like a person could have ADHD, but they're like, meh, yep, that's how my brain works. And they're okay with it. Or like autism, and they're okay with it. They're like, yeah, it's kind of a drag, but they still think that they're interesting and valuable. Or you could have someone who's like, this is a problem. This is a problem. This is the thing that gets in the way of me interacting with people. So I kind of want to know like what you tell yourself about yourself. If you feel like sharing that, okay. If not, okay. At the same time, if you kind of wanted to go, sometimes like going more like outside in can have an effect, can really have an effect. And like, I think I've talked about this on other lives, Alex, but like, if you imagine the version of you that is like great with people, that's just chill with people, super comfortable. Maybe you have an amazing attention span. It's perfect. Maybe you have amazing focus. You don't have depression. You're just kind of like cheerful. Life feels good. Life feels good. Who's that guy? Who is he? And every time you catch yourself going back into like if you want to label it like this other like darkest timeline, Alex, or something, you're like, oh yeah, that there's that guy. And there's nothing wrong with that guy. So I don't have to like freak out if he shows up. It doesn't mean anything about me if he shows up. It doesn't mean I'm failing if he shows up. It's just when he comes up, it's a choice. There's darkest timeline, Alex, or there's like super chill, Alex. Who am I going to choose? Which wolf am I going to feed? You know? You can also just come up with like a very natural sounding affirmation that will like place you in the geography of the different version of you. And just tell that story until that becomes the new story. Also, for what it's worth, with like, if you are having like, if you are talking badly about yourself, change that story too. Like, hear it. And every time be like, no, this is who I am. No, I'm a great guy. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. That voice in your head that puts yourself down, he's wrong. Correct him. Don't let him run over you. But do you, like, I guess what I'm trying to say about like your perfect thing is like, if you ever feel like you're coming at this from a place of like, I think that people that tend towards shame can like pile the shame on deeper by being like, it's so shameful that I have depression, say, or something like that. In which case I would actually suggest like, be good to that guy. Be okay with that guy. Like, make that guy feel safe and seen so that you're not you're not like doubling down thinking you're fixing the problem. Okay. I'm like way behind in the chat. Okay, Martin, about like art and the artist. Yo, this is a really great question. When Neil Gaiman, when like that article came out about him, I was like, what the hell? I was really inspired by his work at different times in my life, and now I just like don't ever get to watch Good Omens again. I can't even imagine like being one of the like having like worked with him personally and finding things like that out. I think, you know, like Leonardo da Vinci had like a weird relationship with like a teenage boy. Okay. Because that was normal at the time. Apparently, like, yes, he was gay, and he had this like apprenticeship, like sexual relationship with a teenage boy that I think they used to call like the devil. I can't remember exactly his name. And it was like a lifelong love affair, but kind of weird, and it's Da Vinci. Okay, I don't think anyone's like burn Da Vinci. I think humans are humans, and they can be messed up, but it doesn't mean that they don't create something beautiful. And if you personally feel like you don't want to take part in what that person created because it leaves a bad taste in your mouth, then that's your right to do so. But for anyone else who's like, you know what, I'm still gonna watch what is it? I'm still gonna like watch that person. I'm still gonna watch Woody Allen films. I understand that because like I want to watch Manhattan. I just do. And I should be allowed to. And people should be, I do believe too that like people should be allowed to redeem themselves. Because what are like, because they should. Black miniature Tasha. Oh wow. Yeah, See, it's like being autistic. You could even be like, make it a really cool thing that your brain works differently. Okay, Suraj. Um, okay. It varies. I'm glad to hear that. With mental issues. Like, I would phrase that differently, personally. I would soften it. I would say, like first of all, everyone's brain works differently. I wouldn't call them issues. I would soften it to like, my brain works differently than the average person. That could be a good thing. That can be a good thing. And if you're like doomed to suffer, okay, doomed to suffer forever. Like, just the fact that you put that in a chat, I like, maybe you're being dramatic or funny, but like, that's there somewhere. So, okay, cool. There it is. How about we look at that and rewrite that? Why would you be doomed to doomed? Like, the gods were like, him. Doomed to suffer forever. What if we soften it? What if we, like, I used to think that. It's fine that I did. It's fine that I did, but I'm gonna tell myself a different story now. Different bedtime story. There was a version of Alex that used to think he was doomed to suffer forever, and then he realized that like he gets to tell himself any story that he wants, and now life keeps getting better and better. Or like what's the suffering exactly about? What's the suffering that you're experiencing? Is it just like general suffering, or is there a specific kind that you seem to experience again and again? And why do you think that? Maybe you're doomed to live a really good life. Why can't it be that? Doomed to always get your way. You are cursed with good luck. Things get better and better. From today, things just keep getting better and better. Yeah, Martin. Like, people are complicated. It doesn't mean that they can't do something good while also doing something terrible. Focus too much on the person. Yeah, that's a good point. I always thought, like, I understand that people want context, but we focus so much on the artist when it's like, you get a different experience if you actually don't know anything about them. Sometimes the work should just speak for itself, as opposed to almost the opposite, like making the person speak for the work. You know what I mean? Oh, wow. Your daughter has autism? She's the coolest. So many people. Okay. Honestly, like, why do you want to think like a normal person? Hi, template. Hi, Ophelia. Hi. This is so cool. What a great... I love everyone's like... I think also like we're learning to not take for granted that everyone's brain works the same way. Like we're learning so much in society in general that like people's brains work like very, very dramatically differently. And before we all just assumed that like everyone was the same. But now we're seeing differences and learning that like it's not like a disability, it's not something bad, it's just a different way of perceiving the world, and that's a good thing. We need that. Yeah. So again, the anxiety though, like something triggers it. Something's triggering it, Alex. So you're telling yourself a story that you're in danger, I would say, in those moments about something. So like, let's say it's with people, and I understand this. With people, like they're expecting something from you, or they don't like you, or they're judging you, or maybe like you just don't like them. There's like some story that you're telling about people, and that is running so imagine like having a conversation with someone and like trying to be pleasant or nice to them or interested in them, and the whole time you're like, they hate me, they hate me, they hate me, they hate me, or like this isn't working, or they don't get me, they don't get me. They're like, that would make that whole interaction so draining. And it would be like, why would I even do this to myself? Why would I do this to myself? Whereas like, that's, first of all, that's not necessarily like, that's not what's going on. You're assuming, you're putting those thoughts in their head, you're assuming that something is going on when literally it's just like two people standing in a room moving their mouths. You don't have to give your energy to them. They're not stealing your energy. You're giving it freely, actually thinking you need to. But also, if you get overstimulated, that's okay. You know, you're allowed to say that. And you're allowed to like chill. And it doesn't mean anything wrong about you. It really doesn't. It doesn't mean you're doomed to suffer. It opens you up to other possibilities. Because it probably means that you get a lot done in your alone time, and that you're a deep thinker and a deep feeler, and you're probably very introspective and you see the world differently. So like, you can choose to embrace what you actually have. But if there is a part of you that like wants connection, wants to be able to be with others without being like drained, then you can start telling yourself a different story about social interactions. Like, it can be as simple as you start just telling yourself, sorry, I'm throwing so much at you, but I like you can literally just say like, it's easy for me to be around others now. It's easy. This is easy. I like being around others now. I'm okay with being around others now. I'm really good in conversation. I'm really good at conversations. I'm really good in social settings. I'm really, really good at this. I'm really good at this. Everyone likes me. I'm really popular. And you keep feeding that. You keep telling yourself that until it becomes natural and true. And you're going to start like seeing evidence as you keep telling yourself that. And eventually, like, you won't have to tell yourself it. It'll just become kind of like self-evident, and you'll be like, oh yeah. So that's another way that you can just be like, hijack the system and be like, no, I'm good at this. I'm good at this. This is easy for me. I love this. People love me. I'm okay. they're really not worth it. Okay, so then change it. Then we're gonna throw it out. If you don't like it, you don't have to accept it. Who do you want to be? Like, write it out. Like you're writing a character description, like a breakdown. How does your brain work now? What's it like being with others now? What's it like just being by yourself? Template. What do you want to ask? What? Stella, she loves music so much. Yo, your daughter has good taste. That's amazing. Summertime sadness? I don't... There's so many good Lana songs. Video games? You don't like video games? Everyone knows that one. Template. I'm gonna like, if you don't stop. Doing productive things gives me headaches. Okay. So change the story on that. If you're like coming at it from a place of identity of like, this is really hard for me, guess what you're gonna get? You're gonna be like, this is really hard, but I have to do it, and it's gonna be really hard. You're gonna prove yourself right. So, first of all, you can find ways to make it more enjoyable, but also if you're like, this is easy, this is fine. I like doing this. I like doing this. I'm gonna find like the version of me where this is easy. This is no thing. I'm okay with this. And I have a normal brain. There's no such thing as a normal brain, and my brain works perfectly. I love the way my brain works. I'm so smart. My brain is so fast. My brain is so quick. It works perfectly for me. I love my brain. I love my juicy, squishy brain. It's so big and strong and powerful. It handles so much. My brain works perfectly for me every time. Other people wish they had my brain. Just keep feeding that. My brain is great. I love my brain. I love my brain. I love the way I think. I love the way I process things. I love the way my brain gets stuff done. I love it. But it is hard. Is it? I know you might come at it and it's like, excuse me, this is hard. This is reality. And look, you're allowed to like, it's okay, take a break. But what if you just get curious, okay? I'm gonna offer you things. I'm offering you it's a buffet tonight, okay? Number one, get curious. And you go, is it? Is it hard? Is there an easier way to think about this? If this was really easy, how would I approach this? If this was like stupid simple, how would I approach this? If I was lazy about this and was treating this like feeding fishes, like I don't care, how would I approach it? If it was easy, if it was fun, how would I approach it? Is it hard? Is it? And just get curious. Is there any part of this that comes naturally to me? Is there anything I can look for to disprove myself that this is hard? Like, look for flaws in the logic, okay? Like it's a court case. That's number one. Number two is like, we don't care what the old story is. We're writing a new one. So the actor has been told a line. Great. Okay. The thing about when you learn lines, it's so annoying. When you learn lines, you're like, it's just there. And then when they change the line on you, you're like, I have the muscle memory for this one line, and that's what wants to come out now. And now you just gave me a new script. But guess what? This is the new line now. And we're not going to be like, okay, well, whatever you want. No, the actor has to learn the new line. That's all it is. So I don't care if it seems like this is the line, like it's hard. You're going to be like, yeah, but now it's easy. That's it. But now it's easy. I know that's what you learned before, but now it's easy for you. That's who you are now. That's how this occurs now. And we just keep going back to that. Okay, template, like, please stop. Otherwise, I'm going to put you in a timeout. But yes, it was a good roll. It's already 8 o'clock. Am I okay? Still. Yeah. I just got like tired for a second. Villains are the best characters, and we all know that at this point. Because there's something about there's something about allowing allowing those cut off parts of yourself, and still the person is that's still a human. Still a human. They just have messed up belief systems or values or yeah, villains are amazing. Yeah, Alex. You've got this, okay? I'm throwing a lot at you. A lot at you. If you want to email me, you can. I'm not worried about you though. Okay? Wait, who gave amazing advice on playing a villain? I used to hate villains, but like that's so telling of. They're the best ones. They're the best ones. Whoa, my face went weird there. I don't really talk about Far Cry on here. I think there have been sequels. Hasn't there? There you go. Hey, Leela. Is it true? No one to sing you happy birthday? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. How's that? You're all alone. That's okay. Happy birthday, like really. You're okay. Thanks. Did you do anything good today? Did you eat something delicious? Did you treat yourself well? Good. Thanks. You guys like my voice. Yo, I haven't sung for people in a long time and it makes me sad. Like I sing at home all the time. It's a different thing. And I think too, like, yeah, I got like an old, I don't know where I got this, but I think like when I was a kid, there was like a big thing about like not showing off. So that really scared me. I don't know, that's been on my mind lately. That no one ever was like, no one let me like show off a little bit, basically. I should sing more, yeah. I don't know, help me, Faith. So, dude, there was like this like girl, and I mean, she's an amazing singer, but you know, like when you see those like parent videos of like singing prodigies, and the parents like, I get so like, I'm not saying I was that, but like I did not have a parent who was filming me. Let's put it that way. I'm gonna go. Thanks, template. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Unless you guys like, last chance for any kind of question. Justin, thanks for being here. Marty, thanks for being here. Yeah, Stella, I love you. Oh, favorite songs, Nizo. Like, lately I'm just obsessed with Hosier. Yeah, Hosier and like Noah Khan and yeah, that's what's doing it for me. Happy birthday to your daughter. Okay. Okay, guys, love you so much. I also go live on Saturdays at noon Eastern time if you want to join me then. It's not like Q&A like this. I do more of like, I'll pick a topic and I talk about it at length, and then I like allow for more like feedback or whatever. Okay, so if you want to join me then, you can. Otherwise, I love you so much. Do not forget that you are important, you are valuable, you are special, you are hot, you are sexy, you are attractive, you are whatever you say you are. Okay? Tell yourself a better story. Tell yourself a better story than you told yourself yesterday. And I love you and I believe in you. Okay? Bye.